But this year, more than ever, we will not only watch to see the games people play, but also to see the uncommon people who play them.
History has left some large footprints on the scenic valleys and mountain passes of the Savoie, from Hannibal and his elephants to Napoleon and his armies. But today, the church bells are pealing throughout this pastoral, snow-covered region to welcome the nations of the world in peace. And it's in that spirit that we have gathered together in Albertville, where soon the torch of friendly competition will burn brightly again here in the French Alps, the cradle of the Winter Olympics. Bienvenue and welcome to CBS Sports coverage of the 16th Olympic Winter Games. I'm Paula Zahn.
And I'm Tim McCarver. Tonight, the prologue to a story that will span the next 16 days. Together, we'll share the dreams and the destinies of the world's finest athletes. 2,200 skiers, skaters, and sledders from 65 countries.
And what a glorious backdrop for the endless array of human stories that are just waiting to unfold. 650 square miles of the majestic French Alps. We're going to help you explore that territory.
But tonight, we open the games with a combination of ceremony and celebration. You'll see both carefully prescribed rituals as well as some of the wildest, most inventive choreography you could ever imagine.
Already, a team of local carpenters from the Savoie has begun putting together the podium where the oaths of the athletes and the judges will be taken. Savoie, in fact, originally meant land of the fir trees. And it's hard to believe, but you won't find one single nail in this construction.
Yeah, they're going to try to get everything to fit together, and that's really what the local organizing committee has been trying to do, get all the pieces to fit together as naturally as possible. Well, the crowd continues to make its way toward the ceremony stadium, and athletes also. The American contingent, the largest contingent here, you see Christy Yamaguchi, and there's Christopher Bowman peeking in there. There's Christopher.
We're actually getting a sneak preview of their uniforms.
That's
Tim.
right. That's right.
We're supposed to see that till later.
Well, it's a rather balmy afternoon here in the Savoie, but as you see, still plenty of snow in the mountains and at the venues. There are 10 venues spread throughout the Savoie. The temperature 41 degrees and a beautiful day. Also, the Olympic flame is working its way toward Albertville as CBS Sports proudly begins its coverage of the 16th Olympic Winter Games.
The 16th Olympic Winter Games on CBS are sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team, and Goodyear, #1 in tires. And nice. Nice showers your sore throat with cool relief. Put your throat on ice with Nice. And Chrysler Plymouth, a division of the Chrysler Corporation, proud sponsor of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team.
I wish we could afford a minivan.
You can, dear.
Huh?
For $14,300, you can have the #1 minivan. Me.
Sure, with no equipment.
Oh, nothing but air conditioning, automatic transmission, minivan airbag, power steering and brakes, choice of warranty.
I could kiss you.
Please, you're a married man.
Plymouth Voyager, an intelligent machine.
My wife will really like you.
What's her favorite color?
Our dentist recommended baking soda.
But we wanted tartar control.
Arm & Hammer Dental Care gives us both.
Now Arm & Hammer Dental Care just introduced the only tartar control toothpaste with baking soda.
And brushing with baking soda
Or baking soda toothpaste.
is recommended by 2 out of 3 dentists to help provide healthy teeth and gums.
Only Arm & Hammer Dental Care gives us the tartar control we want.
And the baking soda our dentist recommends.
New Arm & Hammer Dental Care tartar control.
From the baking soda experts.
Let's get together now. It's time to stop and care about the things we love so much. The land, the sea, the air. Yeah, we're with you, 'cause we care too. Someone still cares.
At Anheuser-Busch, our environmental philosophy is based on the belief that we must preserve our natural resources for the generations to come. 100 years ago, we began by recycling grain as animal feed. Today, we're the world's largest recycler of aluminum cans, recycling 100% of what we use, saving resources and energy. And in the future, our commitment to a quality environment will continue.
We're with you, 'cause we care too.
A pledge and a promise from the Anheuser-Busch companies.
Welcome back to the Ceremonies Stadium, or theater as the French call it. Paul, I got to tell you, this has got to be the world's largest erector set. When you think about it, it took 6 months to put these 150,000 pieces of steel together. Is it stable enough, you think?
It better be. I hope it's safer than the sets we used to play with. The stadium isn't going to look like this much longer when the games are over. It's actually going to be turned back into a rugby and soccer field. The stadium itself will actually be taken apart, and sections of it are going to be shipped to the Summer Games in Barcelona, where it will be used to seat folks at some 20 different venues.
Yeah, but today it will seat 35,000 spectators. And that's, when you think about it, the same capacity as Fenway Park in Boston, and exactly twice the population of Albertville itself.
Wow, we want to bring you up to date now on the athletes and where they are. At this moment, they're in a holding area across the street, and that's where we find our James Brown right now. What's going on, JP?
All right, Paula, an awful lot is going on right now. I'm standing next to Christy Yamaguchi and Christopher Bowman, the bad boy himself. She, of course, is the U.S. national champion, as is Christopher. Also, she is the world champion. Now, I thought with this being your first Olympics, you were supposed to be awfully nervous. You're awfully loose.
Well, the time right now is the time to have fun, and we're just relaxing, enjoying everything that's going on. And when the competition comes around, sure, I'll strap down and focus on.
If, in fact, you're a little nervous moving into competition, what kind of advice will you take to try and stay loose?
Well, I think it'll help having the support of the U.S. team.
Yeah!
And, you know, hopefully things will be on a roll then, and we're here to represent the country well and do our best.
Obviously, one guy who is not nervous at all, Christopher Bowman. I mean, a guy from Hollywood, California. Obviously, you know how to handle these affairs.
Well, yeah, it's just a lot of fun for me. I'm getting into the Olympic spirit, and I'm having a good time, and I'm enjoying myself. But I'm a little disappointed, because they said I was going to come out and talk to James Brown. You're not the real James Brown.
According to my mother, I am.
Right, kiss yourself, because I'm having a good time. Ha! Love myself.
Pat, these are the kind of folks that you'll be looking at all throughout the Olympics in the next 16 days. Let's go over to my partner, Pat O'Brien.
Let me tell you, folks, he is the real James Brown. Hi, everybody. You know, Paula and Tim were talking about the array of personal stories we will see tonight here at the opening ceremony. And I got to think, from my view, that there are 35 or will be 35,000 personal interest stories right here in the stands. The privileged few who are able to attend here, and I do mean privileged, Folks, the average ticket price here is $280. That's $130 more than the Super Bowl. So let me figure this out for you. You got a family of 4. You come here, you have a couple of cups of coffee, maybe a soda. You buy a souvenir, a T-shirt, or a sweatshirt. Your cost now for the evening is 1,400 American dollars. The average salary in France is $1,200 a month. That is privilege. That's a lot of money to spend for an opening ceremony, and I'm sure they will enjoy it, though. And Tim McCarver, I want to buy Sean a T-shirt, and I'm wondering if you could forward me $50 American, please. Back to you.
$1,400, I'll tell you, Pat, it's about the cost of one of your suits, isn't it?
No. Although the games haven't formally begun, there is some hockey competition today in Maribel. We're going to have a report for you later on. And tomorrow we'll be taking you there live to see Team USA make its Olympic debut against Italy.
And tomorrow we'll also focus on the men's downhill at Val d'Isère. It's about 2 hours up the mountain road from here. That's where Dick Stockton is stationed, and he sets the stage for what may be the most thrilling competition on skis.
Mystically rugged, both intimidating and yet serene. Breathtakingly beautiful, these are the legendary French Alps, one of nature's finest creations and the point of departure for one of sport's most exciting events, the Olympic men's downhill. This is the Fosse de Bellevarde, looming over the village of Val d'Isère, the home of the legendary Jean-Claude Killy, France's greatest Olympic hero. Upon this mountain, the finest skiers in the world will race from top to bottom in a 2-minute attempt to be the Olympic downhill champion. This mountain will not give way easily. It will offer the world's best, the most challenging 2-mile run in recent memory over this unusual, controversial, twisting, turning course. Who better to show us this run than 1988 Olympic gold medalist Hermann Zurbriggen?
Be quiet. Be not so nervous. You have to attack. I can win. I can ski faster than other guys. To attack, to go over my limit. You can start. You are ready. You have to go now. Attack.
If that doesn't make you want to watch tomorrow's downhill, nothing will, Andy Mill.
That's strong stuff, Dick, because that's exactly what downhill ski racing looks like, feels like, and sounds like.
Well, it's all going to happen right on this mountain tomorrow. One race against the clock for the gold medal. I wonder what's going through the mind of American A.J. Kitt right now.
Well, it's got to be churning a little bit right now because he knows that tomorrow could be the biggest day of his life. But he's got a great competitive head, meaning that he can block everything out and keep his focus.
In his third and final training run this afternoon on this mountain, he came in 13th place. That's not the important thing. He was checking out the sections he needs to check out. He's primed for tomorrow.
It's a tough race. There's about 15 guys that I think can medal in this race, and you know, it's going to go to the best 3 guys tomorrow who are the most aggressive, yet the cleanest on their skis, and can hold the line and not make the mistakes. A small mistake on this course means a lot because the margin of error is very small.
And those names will include Luxembourg's Marc Girardelli, a 4-time World Cup champion, as well as Switzerland's Franz Heinzer, reigning world champion and a 4-time winner this season. And a surprise this week has been Austria's Günther Mader, who has the courage to throw himself down this mountainside.
There are many who are curious and hopeful, including AJ's parents here from Rochester, New York, but they're not the only ones. Here in Val d'Isere, he's looked after by a woman who works at his hotel, who has become his Val d'Isere mom.
It's fun today?
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what to say in English, but when some people love another people, I think he has a big heart, and all of a ski team and all of the guy in ski team is like this. He has a big heart, you know?
AJ Kitt has fans in France as well as in America. So the stage is set. Perfect weather conditions are expected tomorrow for one of the truly great moments in sport, the Olympic downhill.
It's clear from seeing those pictures why this course is going to honor the best skier, not necessarily the fastest skier, because how technical it is. You and I have stood at the top of that mountain and at the bottom and seen how terrifying that run is.
Yeah, there was a big difference. You're a skier, and you had skis on when you were up there. I didn't have any skis.
Well, AJ Kitt will give it a go, and we'll see him challenge the rest of the best tomorrow night in our primetime coverage, starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central time.
And when we come back, we'll meet Val d'Isere's favorite son, a triple gold medalist who has brought the Olympics back home to the Savoie.
You're about to see how Goodyear is changing all-season driving right before your eyes. Introducing AquaTread, only from Goodyear. AquaTread's advanced design channels water out of your way for dependable all-season traction, especially in the rain when you may need it most. AquaTread, the newest reason why we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Your
Plymouth Laser RS Turbo.
You can talk.
That's not all. 0 to 60, 6.4. Ooh. You like all-wheel drive?
Well, beautiful.
Don't try this at home.
Plymouth Laser, an intelligent machine.
Can we go for a spin?
Sure.
Beautiful!
You must sing tonight.
I cannot sing. He's cough and a sore throat.
Take Nice. Sugar-free Nice showers your throat with medicine for icy cool relief.
Ah, cool. Feels better.
Put your throat on ice with Nice. Most eye doctors agree dry, irritated eyes should be treated. And doctors agree dry, irritated eyes can be effectively treated with soothing, cooling Visine Extra. Visine gets the red out.
What's gotten into my washer? Repairman!
Stand back, everybody. I've dealt with this before.
Mommy, I'm free!
Quite a volcano you've got here, missus.
It's Repairman! Dad, do something! It's Repairman!
For the rescue!
If you're a lonely repairman who dreams of being a superhero, you better keep on dreaming, because Maytags are built to last longer and need fewer repairs.
Share a moment with the world.
The very first parade of the first Winter Olympics was just a stroll through town. The town was Chamonix, here in France. It all looks informal and appealing in the old film, the International Sports Week of 1924. They didn't even know it was the Olympics yet, and they didn't act Olympian. They came from 16 nations, bringing their own ideas of how to get down a hill fast. Swaying in unison might help. Nobody knew for sure. They were 281 sportsmen and 13 sportswomen. Miss Muckle of England scored well that first Olympic year, gliding there on the frozen lake. The youngest competitor was 11 years old, a pretty girl from Norway. Everybody was pulling for her, but she fell and finished last. Don't feel sorry for her. She got up again. Her name was Sonia Henne.
That, of course, the distinctive voice of Charles Kuralt, and we'll hear more from him later on, and of course throughout the games. You know, actually, Chamonix is closer to Albertville than some of the present venues, which are spread out here across 650 square miles of the French Alps. For instance, at Courchevel, you'll see the ski jumping. In Maribel, the finish line of the women's alpine skiing is only about, 50 yards from the hockey arena. And down in Les Arcs, there's an exciting new demonstration sport called speed skiing, where the competitors sound like and even look like high-speed trains. See, we told you.
Amazing.
By the way, the current speed skiing record is about 140 miles an hour, if you can believe it, and it's held by Michael Prufer, a Frenchman.
Tim, you know what I love about that sport?
What?
It takes the guy 1.7 seconds to go the length of a football field, but it takes him an hour to smash himself into that specially made suit. He's actually contacted chemical engineers to help him make that suit more aerodynamic. Of course, for some folks, such as Jean-Claude Keely, even speed skiing isn't fast enough, so they take up flying and assorted other hobbies. And we're delighted to have Jean-Claude Keely drop in on us today. We saw you racing
Nice to meet you.
cars. Nice to see you again. Saw you taking on bulls, falling out of airplanes.
Whatever, it was fun, but it was a quarter of a century ago.
What I'm wondering, though, is taking on the responsibility of putting on these games the scariest thing you've ever done.
I didn't know it was going to be that big, and it was back 10 years ago, and it was only two guys, my friend Michel Barnier and myself. So here's what we have done, and yes, it's big, but we have gotten used to it as we went into it and made decisions and choose people and decided on venues and cutting new trails and building 5 ice skating rings. We had to do it, so we did it.
But this has represented 5 years of your life. You have basically worked around the clock on pulling this off. Do you feel relieved today that the games are opening?
Well, yes, I feel very relieved. It was 5 years of very hard work, but also before that, 5 years of traveling the world to get the games. So it was a long stretch. It was 10 years, and today is very special because it materializes. Because you know, on papers, you can say, well, we are going to have 33,000 people here, and we are going to do this, and 2,300 athletes, and 1,500 buses, and that's on papers. Then you see the buses, the athletes, and all these people getting together, and the games starting. Jeez, it's a beautiful moment.
Can you describe the difference between your experience in '68, coming out in the opening ceremony representing France, and how you feel today?
Well, back a quarter of a century, it was myself and myself only, and I was responsible for myself. So if I were to blow it, blow it didn't matter because, okay, it's your fault. Today, it's a country that is behind. France has put a major effort behind these games. The president of France is going to be here in about half an hour, and he wanted it nice. He has come a couple of times to see how we are doing, and we went to see him numerous times. Because we are going to be seen by so many around the world, we have to succeed. We had to have the beautiful sunshine today. We had to have the beautiful snow on the mountains in the background. That's it's showbiz, it's luck, but that is exactly what we wanted.
Would you ever do this again?
No, never.
Why is that?
I mean, the first time around is a privilege. Every morning for 5 years, I said how lucky you are to be in a position like that. The second time would be suicide, for sure, because it's too big on anyone. Ask the people that have done it before me. It's a big job, and it's enough.
Congratulations. We're
Thank you.
privileged to be a part of the celebration.
Thank you.
Jean-Claude Killy, nice to see you.
Glad
again.
to have you here.
Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Jean-Claude. I mean, Jean-Claude even ordered a pretty day and got it. Still to come, of course, the Parade of Nations. The United States team will be marching some 200 strong, and that is the biggest contingent here. And they received a pleasant surprise this week at Maribel, and our Tim Ryan was there.
I'm here with Mr. Ted Cunningham, Executive Vice President for Sales and Marketing, Chrysler Corporation. And he is about to make a special donation to the United States Olympic Committee. Accepting is the President of the USOC, Mr. William Hibble. Ted?
Tim, thank you. Well, Bill, on behalf of Chrysler dealers around the country and all of our American workers, we're proud to say that we've been working, getting a few dollars together while you've been getting the athletes ready. So here's a check for $3 million as a starter for this year.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, Bill, that's quite a donation. How do you plan to spend these funds?
Well, this will be used in support of our athletes, Jim, and will be used at the Lake Placid Training Center, be used at the Colorado Springs Training Center, and our new training center in San Diego, California.
Oh, well, that's very exciting. Sounds like money well spent. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thanks again. Thanks for
Next up, we'll be joined by Morley Safer, and we'll show you what promises to be the music video hit of the Olympics as we continue on CBS following this message and a word from your local station.
This is my Sentra, this is my car. I love this car.
Recently, an independent testing company asked hundreds of people like this to evaluate the Plymouth Sundance and Dodge Shadow. The result? 2 out of 3 chose Sundance and Shadow over cars they loved.
What am I going to say to my car now?
Now get the world's best equipped cars with an airbag for under $9,000.
Introducing United Airlines' renowned international service to cities throughout Latin America. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
And now for tonight's winning Medals and Millions number from Coca-Cola. If this complete number exactly matches the complete number on your game piece, you've won $1 million. If not, keep collecting your game pieces because the game continues with $1 million giveaway each night during CBS coverage of the Olympic Winter Games.
Who shot and killed these kids? Other kids, just like them. Today in America, Bang Bang You're Dead is more than a game. 60 Minutes, Sunday.
This is CBS.
We promise to love and honor, but not to always tell each other when we write a check or remember to deposit one. In the interest of domestic tranquility, Bank of America offers Quick Look, a mini statement anytime from any Versateller machine. Quick Look, only with checking at Bank of America. Because we'd much rather love and honor than interrogate. Bank of America.
Every day this winter, you see some things rising and some things falling. But one thing stays the same, low key buy prices at Lucky. This week, save on 100% natural Capri Sun drinks, assorted varieties. Nutritious, delicious General Mills Cheerios, key buy priced. And Folgers ground coffee, automatic drip to regular perk, your choice.
Proven lower Lucky prices. Count on that every day.
Watch my special Winter Olympic report from Albertville, France, tonight at 11.
The Olympic flame continues along the final stages of its long journey. Remember, we told you it started back in Paris on December 14th, and the great cauldron here in the ceremony stadium will be lit in about an hour.
The flame will pass by the Olympic Ice Hall, which is right across the street here from the stadium. In fact, this used to be a potato field. Tomorrow night, American pair skaters Kala Urbanski and Rocky Marvel will challenge the pairs from the unified team, formerly the Soviet Union.
The flame will also pass by the speed skating arena, where Wisconsin's Dan Jansen will duel his friend and arch rival Uwe Jens Mai, formerly of East Germany. And Paula, have they ever had some battles this season?
This could be a great showdown. They keep on trading world records.
Yeah.
And so if you're an American who gets a special thrill out of Americans beating opponents from communist countries, well, let's just say that things have changed. And Morley Safer joins us now with some thoughts on that subject. Morley?
What may make these games different from all others in memory, apart, of course, from dropping the pretense of amateurism, is that the devils have disappeared. If the spirit moves you to root for a formerly evil imperialist, feel free to shout.
Drop it off to me. So I guess it looks pretty good.
I really, really had a good time. And if possible, we will do it again. She seemed agreeable.
The Olympics are going to be super catastrophic and spaghetti.
Very fun. Fantastic.
Super.
Magnifique.
Extraordinary. Great.
What a spectacular sight. The 8 Alpha Jets continue their spectacle, once again leaving behind the colors of the Olympic flags. Hard to believe, but in the beginning earlier this afternoon, they were flying only 20 yards apart, wingtip to wingtip.
Why should you change phone companies when you're perfectly happy with the one you've got? Sprint spokesperson. Volume discounts. So if you call a lot, it would be nuts to use anyone else. You have relatives in over 180 countries. Sprint lets you call them all direct. Phone cards, even in Braille. Sprint didn't go down and leave a kabillion people stranded. Smart and friendly operators, even at 3 a.m. How many more reasons do you need?
It's no secret that foreign competitors have been giving American car makers a real beating. About 5 years ago, we decided enough is enough. This is where it stops. The first thing we did was take a good hard look at our own company. And if we found something that slowed things down or didn't add value or improve quality, we dumped it. Then we reorganized the whole place into 4 platform chains: large car, small car, truck, and minivan. We spent $1 billion on a new technology center. Now, this new way of doing business means we'll be putting our concepts in your garage while the competition is still sharpening their pencils. And if you want proof, we've got proof. The Dodge Viper, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and this fall, a whole new line of family sedans. At Chrysler, we believe that standing still is a great way to get run over. In this business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
What's the best way to watch the Winter Games on CBS? With TV Guide's Guide to the Games. All the information and times to help you find your favorite events this week in TV Guide.
This man dreamed of being a world-class skier, but while serving his country in the Gulf War, he lost his legs. When CBS News reported that the Army wouldn't give him state-of-the-art artificial limbs, you responded, and the Army responded to you. Real people, real problems, real solutions. Only on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.